everybody. Welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know I ask you to do it every single day. And why? Because we are building a tribe. We are building the best tribe, the best community on these internet streets. And if you want to be a part of it, you know what you need to do. Look down at the bottom of your screen, look around in your settings, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell too, so you'll know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. It is a beast and it continues to drag me up and down these internet streets. I'm telling you. Also, I just want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to all of the supporters of the channel that watch the commercials. And I just want you to know that that is a super help and a super way to support the channel. I have saw the difference and I just want to say thank you for doing that, because I know it's not an easy thing to do. You see that skip button and you want to push it, I know, but just know when you decide not to, you are supporting the channel. Also, right over there, you see it, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships, and if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have your support. Also, if you just want to do a one-time donation, our super thanks button is over right on the other side. And all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all. I have some shout outs and I have a super thanks, but I'm going to wait until tomorrow's read so I can show my face so y'all can see how appreciative I am for everything that y'all do. I don't ever want to do any shout outs or any announcements when I'm not showing my face, because I want y'all to know how appreciative I am for your support in this channel, and I want you to see the happiness on my face. So I am not doing any shout outs or any announcements to tomorrow, because I will be front facing tomorrow. All right, with all that said, let's get to the read, y'all, because y'all know I have a lot and it has been a day, but we absolutely hit those internet streets anyway. And that's what I do when I am putting the read together. That's exactly what I do. I hit these internet streets, and I'm telling you, it is quite a bit going on. I went all around and all on all of the social media platforms. I did. Even though I had a really busy day today, I still hit all the social media platforms. I went to Blue Sky. I went over to TikTok. I'm telling you, oh, I was over TikTok for quite a while. Y'all know y'all can get lost over to TikTok. And then I went to Instagram. The Instagram squatties are just cutting up. Everybody is really excited about the closing ceremonies that are coming up for the Invictus game, and just reminiscing about everything that has happened during these games. And that's what we're going to do in this particular podcast. We're going to reminisce quite a bit, and then we're gonna be a little messy. It's not a read without a little messiness in it. We're gonna be a little messy at the end, but we just want to just kind of sit back and just reflect on what everything that has happened, just like the squatties over on Instagram. And then I made my way to X, formerly known as Twitter. Y'all know I call it the sewer. And yeah, but I absolutely love the squatties over there. it's worth it. It's worth going through the muck of it all to see what the squatties are talking about over there. And that's where I landed over there. So, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, and the squatties over on X are doing pretty much what the squatties over on Instagram is doing, and just reflecting on everything that has happened. And it has been a lot. Let me tell you. I'll tell you one of the running themes through all the social media platforms about Invictus. It is that how Invictus has gotten even bigger than it was the prior 2 years. Everybody is saying they thought Dusseldorf was like extraordinary and it couldn't the Invictus couldn't have gotten any bigger or any better. But let me tell you, these these games, oh my goodness, they have gotten huge. That opening ceremony and now the closing ceremony, and just the intensity of the competitions, all like the wheelchair basketball and the wheelchair rugby was so intense. And the very last event, the floor volleyball, it was so intense and it was so good. And I'm telling you, everything is just has been just great. I'm telling you, Harry just knocked it out of the park this time. I mean, he just exceeded expectations. I know he exceeded my expectations. Like I said, I thought Dusseldorf was like so good. I never thought that they could level up. I don't know what I was thinking about though, because we know that Harry has been on this journey of just leveling up. Every time you think Harry has reached the height that he is going to go, you turn around and there Harry is on the screen at NATO. You think Harry has reached, the heights in which he's gonna go. You look around and he is holding court in New York City at the UN. Harry has consistently, I know for the past 2 to 3 years, has done nothing but consistently level up. So I don't know why I would be so shocked that Harry would level up when it came to Invictus. Because let me tell you, they were extraordinary this year. I must say, I was completely and totally blown away. All right, y'all, we're going to get to the read because we have so much. And I want to just look back a little bit and just see all of the imagery that Harry and Meghan, well, Harry and Invictus, to be Pacific, has been feeding us with all week. Now, these are new images that I found today. I'm not going to do any repeats, but let me tell you, I think I really found some really, really beautiful photography. We all know that Harry and Meghan brought their own crew to Invictus Games. They kept everything really, really tight, and what they wanted to give out with the imagery that they wanted to be presented in the press was all that was seen. I was so shocked when I found out that a lot of the events was closed to the press, not closed to the public, but closed to the press. And I must say, I love that. I really do. I love how Harry and Meghan has really started to control their narrative. I mean, even down to the point where at some of the events, whatever came out was just what Megan posted on her Instagram. You know, I love that. You know, I love that. And so we just want to get into some of the things that Invictus has fed us with. And we're going to start with this one right here, the first one. And it is Harry, in his own words, on Sussex.com. He posted like this is a recap, and it says, recapping the events. Prince Harry's website said it was a fierce competitive display that highlighted the competitor's physical and mental fortitude. The exciting conclusion served as a prominent reminder of the impact of these games. And what he's referring to is one of the last events that happened, of the Invictus Games. And I think it was floor volleyball. Yes, and it was very, very intense. It was between Nigeria and Brazil. And let me tell you, it was so exciting. It was so exciting. Brazil took the gold. And I have a picture of the one of the people that won a gold medal, and it's so beautiful. But we will get to it. But yes, just what Harry said is the sitting volleyball, and boy, was it very, very intense and very, very competitive. It was something, if you hadn't saw it, you know, see if YouTube is going to post a clip of it. But I watched it and it was really, really good. I'm just saying. I'm going to put this one up, and it says Invictus Games wrap up in Vancouver today with a closing ceremony that will include Canadian band Bare Naked Ladies, singer-songwriter Jelly Roll, and duo The War and Treaty. Now, I have to confess, I did not see the closing ceremonies, but I will talk about it on my next podcast. But I must say, I am excited to see it because if it's anything like the opening ceremonies, ooh, it's going to be spectacular. And I wonder if they're going to have it in the same place because I'm telling you, it looks so good having those 40,000 people in that arena for the opening ceremonies. I would love to see it close like that. And speaking of the opening ceremonies, this particular post is about the opening ceremony. Now, it's a little disjointed. The squatty, I guess, maybe got excited when they were posting it or creating it. But basically, what this squatty is saying that the opening ceremonies just blew everything out of the water. Harry, like I said earlier, Harry just keeps leveling up. And I'm going to put it up, and it says this. This is going into the history books as the biggest and beautiful opening Invictus Games ceremony. Never thought for a second any country could outdo what Invictus Games Dusseldorf, it says home for respect did, but child. I know that doesn't make any sense, but that's what it said. It says Vancouver raised the bar very high. My God, loved it. And it says Harry and Meghan, thank you. And I'm telling you, it did. It raised the bar. It just gets better and better. It is going to get to a place, I believe, that it's going to be on the same level as the Olympic Games. It is going to get to a level that it is going to be respected on the same level as that. All right, I'm going to put this up, and it speaks about how good the Invictus Games were, even though, let's be honest, it was some sabotaging going on. We talked about it earlier in the week. We had a whole podcast and a pop up about it. How they tried to sabotage and tried to absolutely do a blackout of coverage over on that salty island over there. And this particular squatty said this, I'm putting it up. It says, they tried to rig the games, but you can't fake influence. And that's what Kendrick Lamar says. This line fits in perfectly with the shenanigans in the raw reporting and the fake polls. If you know, you know. And like I said, we talked about it last week, well, earlier this week. We absolutely did. How ITV bought the rights to show highlights on a daily basis of Invictus and never did it. The UK squatties, y'all tell me, UK readers, tell me if you saw anything on ITV about Invictus games. And I must say, and it is a lot of chatter that's going on these internet streets about that, and how a lot of squatties are very apprehensive about Harry and Meghan and the Invictus Games being in Birmingham, England, in 2027. it, it's a lot of squatties that are apprehensive about that because of the shenanigans they tried to pull this time around. And can you imagine the shenanigans that they will pull when the Invictus Games are in Birmingham? I must say, it really makes me nervous about 2027 because they, at this point, it's all about the smear campaign for them. They are totally and absolutely blinded on their, by their mission to try to destroy Harry and Meghan. At least that's the way it is, I feel, for William and Charles. Because look how Charles has behaved. Now, Charles is the head of the armed forces in the United Kingdom, and he has been totally on mute. He hadn't wished them well. He hadn't congratulated not one athlete that has participated in the Invictus game. It is absolutely a disgrace the way he and that family over there has behaved, and how they, on any opportunity that comes up, if it is Remembrance Day, if it's any kind of, let's not even forget his birthday, the trooping of the colors, they want to put on their uniform and all their fake medals and pretend like they are so patriotic. But the men and women of the UK who has suffered the most and who is really patriotic is participating in these games, and they let their pettiness overcome their allegiance to their troops. Every occasion, I mean every occasion, that when the opportunity arises for them to put a military uniform on, Charles is out there with his childbearing hips in a uniform. William is out there swaying like a palm tree in the middle of a hurricane with a uniform on. Anne is out there, had never been in the military in her life, with a uniform on. And let's not even talk about Edward, who lasted 4 months in the military academy. I mean, he has so many medals on his chest, he cannot even walk around. I mean, he is so weighed down. Even Andrew walks around with a whole lot of medals on his chest. They showed up over there on D-Day Remembrance, and they had to have two planes, one for them and one for the medals that they brought over there to put on their chest. But yet and still, they have no respect for the men and women who have actually earned their medals, who has put their bodies out there on the line, they couldn't even muster up a good look or, just anything, any kind of acknowledgement. And then they turn around and pull the shenanigans. And I know my belief that they had something to do with that whole ITV shenanigans. Yes, they still, the pettiness. It is the pettiness for me. They put themselves above everything and everybody, and it is so disgusting and ridiculous. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this one up. And this particular squatty posted this about Dominic Reed. He is the outgoing CEO of the Invictus Games, and he was expressing his disappointment in the coverage of the UK media. They have absolutely noticed exactly what ITV has done and what the media has been about this particular week. Harry and Meghan and Harry's team and the Invictus team can see exactly what's going on. They were called out and they were caught out. And I think that Invictus is going to be a lot more careful moving forward. So I'm going to put it up, and it says this: outgoing Invictus Games CEO has said that it has to be an ambition to host the game in the Ukraine at the earliest opportunity after the war. And so they want to have the Invictus Games in Ukraine. He also said this: Dominic Reed also criticized the UK coverage of the games, saying he was very disappointed. And like I said, I am so glad that they noticed what was going on. And moving forward, they really, really need to have a ironclad contract about them showing the games. And if they don't show, somehow they can be punished, maybe have to pay more money or work it out that they have to do it. And if they don't do it, it has to be some kind of repercussions. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And this squatty was speaking on the same thing. And it says British media has been working for years trying to sabotage the Invictus Game founder and the veterans. They literally don't care about the veterans. The games are growing. It's time to build other platforms and boycott all those hateful individuals from the UK mainstream media. Where is the lie? Where is the lie? Because they can never be trusted. If anything they taught us this time around is they can never be trusted. I said it before. Every time Harry extends a hand to those people over there, they spit in it. They can never be trusted. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm going to show some pictures that I have found on my timeline of some of the things that went on at Invictus. And I'm telling you, I think y'all are really going to enjoy them. They are so beautiful. And this is the first one up. Its Team Brazil was outstanding. And this is Team Brazil. And look what they did. They stood up and they saluted Harry. It says Major Whale Salute. The Invictus Game team shows respect and honor to Prince Harry, the founder of the Invictus Games. And look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And look at Harry taking the salute. I'm telling you, I love it. All right, I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squatty said this: Princess Diana's son, Prince Harry, hugs an emotional Brazilian veteran who won the gold medal. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. It is everything. And Dominique Reed is in the background. The man who has been such a huge part of bringing these games to the level that they are. And let me tell you, they are on a high level at this point. And I just get lost in this embrace of with Harry and this man. He absolutely is thrilled to have won his gold medal. And like I said, that was a very intense seating volleyball game, and they won. They won, and his all his emotions are coming out. I love this picture. I really, really do. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this picture up and look at this. I love this picture right here. This is the enthusiasm of the families, of the supporters, of the spectators that came out to see these extraordinary athletes and veterans do their best in their competitions. And I'm telling you, I love it. I am loving these pictures. And this particular squatty that posted this one said, the pride in their loved ones' accomplishments. Invictus Games heals families. And where is the lie? You see it in all their faces. You see it in every, I mean, everywhere in Invictus. Mike, I showed a picture of that little girl in the wheelchair with her dad. It heals families. It does. All right, I'm gonna put this one up, and I'm telling you, I love this post from this squatty. It says the energy is electric. Veterans bring the house down at Invictus 2025. I'm telling you, it was a great match. And this is the Nigerian team. They were playing the Brazilian team. And like I said, the Brazilian team took the gold. But boy, was it a good match. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this one up, and I just love this picture. Well, it's two pictures. Look at Harry up there at the top, and look at him. He's giving out the silver medals to Nigeria for the seated volleyball. And he is this particular squatty posted this, said one of the lads, and who can argue with that? Harry is just one of the lads when he is at Invictus. He never put on any airs. I don't think Harry has ever had airs. And that has always been what has made him different from those people across the pond. He has never, ever put on airs. He has always been his authentic self. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And this is not from a squatty. I do believe this is from a participant in the Invictus Games, a Nigerian participant. And it says, a couple months ago, Bettis had never been in a pool. Today he is a bronze medalist at the Invictus Games. This shows the incredible impact of sports recovery for our wounded and injured soldiers and veterans. Invictus hashtag Invictus Games 25. And yes, yes, yes. And you can't see it up top. It is from a Nigerian. So I am thinking that this man who is in the picture with him is the one that posted this. And look at that smile. So happy to have that medal. I'm telling you, I love Invictus. This is Invictus. This is why Invictus heals. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this one up. Look at this. Look at Harry. I love this picture. When I saw it, I knew it had to go in the podcast. Look at this. I mean, they're gonna make Harry a part of a tribe over there. I just know it. I know it. And this particular squatty that posted it said this: His Royal Holiness Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, the founder of the We Are Invictus hashtag We Stand with Prince Harry. Yes, look, doesn't Harry look good? Oh my goodness. And that headdress is gorgeous. I just had to include it. I love this picture. I do. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this one up and look like the boys are back in town. You know that Harry and Justin Trudeau are friends because Megan and Justin Trudeau's ex-wife now were friends when Megan was in Canada and she was a part of the Suits cast. So Megan has known them for a long time and now they have become friends of Harry's. And so Justin Trudeau, who is the Prime Minister of Canada, he showed up on the last day of Invictus to just show his support for the Canadian athletes, like the head of state would do, except if you are from the UK and your head of state is a very petty, petulant older gentleman with childbearing hips who does nothing but hate on his younger son, then no, you would not do that. If you were just a normal human being who absolutely had the ability to set things aside and to understand everything is not about you, then yes, you can do that. But we all know that the head of state of the United Kingdom has none of those qualities. Only thing that I just said that they have is the petulance and the pettiness and the childbearing hips. I'm just saying. But I digress. I'm going to put this up. And this particular squatty said this: While some enjoy yet another taxpayer funded vacation, and we all know who that is, we do, will not, and cannot, could not make it to the Baptist because they were too busy off on their holiday that they could not be bothered. But look what Harry's doing: serving the people, serving the people for free. They're on vacation spending the people's money. But I digress. This particular squatty said this: While some enjoy yet another taxpayer funded vacation twice in less than 2 months, Harry is paying tributes to veterans worldwide alongside Justin Trudeau for the end of the Invictus Games. That's what Harry's doing. Harry is absolutely serving the people. He is the people's prince. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this one up. And this particular squatty posted a lot of different pictures of the bromance between Prince Harry and Justin Trudeau. They seem like they are enjoying each other's company. You can tell that they are friends and they are very comfortable with each other. And this particular squatty said this: A statesman doesn't beg to be seen as one. Where is the lie? William had his own people to put out that he was a statesman, which I found hilarious. How can you call yourself a statesman? Isn't that something that other people are supposed to call you? I mean, it is just ridiculous. They are so delulu over there. What can I say? All right, y'all, I want to post this, and this is so sweet. This is something that happened, and this they did this as a tribute to Harry and Meghan's wedding. So it is a repost. So the original post says, Stand by me at the Invictus Games, hashtag Harry and Meghan with two hearts. And you see that this choir is on the stage. Well, they came out there and sang Stand By Me, the song, and it was a song that we all know was featured in Harry and Meghan's wedding, that we associate with Harry and Meghan's wedding. And this particular squatty reposted it and said this: they did this in honor of Harry and Meghan's wedding. Yes, yes, yes. All right, I'm gonna put this one up, and this is another squatty posting about it, and it is a repost. And the original post said this: live from the Invictus game village, before singing Stand By Me, the kids explained that it was a dedication to Prince Harry and Meghan's wedding. When am I crying? I know. And this squatty reposted that and said this: is there another royal couple whose wedding is linked to a Pacific song? I don't think so. I don't think we can remember anything that came out of that Cambridge wedding. I'm just saying. But we all know Stand By Me is Harry and Meghan's song, along with This Little Light of Mine. Every time I hear that song, This Little Light of Mine, I think of the wedding also. But I love this. I just find this very, very sweet. All right. Yeah, we're going to rewind it a little bit, meaning that I'm going to talk about something I talked about in my last podcast, and that is Harry's blanketing ceremony, where he received that high honor of the receiving the protection blanket. Y'all remember that? Well, this particular squatty posted about it, and I just wanted to add to it, and it says Prince Harry's blanketing ceremony at the, and I'm gonna put the name of the tribe up because, well, you can see it right there. I'm not gonna attempt to say it because I don't want to be disrespectful, and y'all know how I will mangle a name. And it says being blanketed is the highest honor. It symbolizes protection, respect, and the recognition of one's journey. And that part right there, the recognition of one's journey. And that is the reason why I wanted to bring it back, because I don't think I mentioned that in my last podcast. That I said, I was saying that it was about protection, but it's also about the recognition of one's journey. And when you think about the journey that this man has had since he has been born into this world, he has been on a journey like no other. And yet and still, he has managed to become this extraordinary human being and someone who would be honored with this blanketing ceremony. And I just had to bring it back when I saw that, where it's also the recognition of one's journey and respect. And respect. And of course, the protection is everything, because we all know that this man of all men needs protection, because it is so many vipers, so many scorpions trying to sting him. And we all know about the snakes as well, and the flying monkeys, y'all. Yes, Harry needs a lot of protection, but I just love this. I really, really do. And also, another reason why I wanted to bring it back, I'm going to put this up. This is the gift that Harry gave to this particular native tribe. Like I said, the name is in the caption. So the name is in the post. The name is in the post, and it says, "How gorgeous is this? Prince Harry gifted to the native tribe, the nation, during his visit today." And that was his gift to them. Isn't that beautiful. It is so beautiful. Y'all remember when Harry said he used to be so embarrassed to give gifts when he was a member of that royal family because they would make him give pictures of themselves? Y'all remember? Y'all remember when Sophie and Edward, I think they went to, was it Jamaica? I don't know where they went, but when they gave a picture of themselves and the prime minister, he looked so disappointed. He looked like, why are these people giving me these pictures of themselves? So now when I thought about that, I said Harry does not have to do that anymore. I love it. But this is so beautiful. It really is. I love it. And the gifts just kept on coming for Harry. I'm going to put this up. And this particular squatty posted about a gift that Harry got from the Ukrainian delegation. And it says the Ukrainian delegation gifted Prince Harry a bracelet from the Superhuman War Trauma Rehabilitation Center in Ukraine. It features his initials HCAD, Henry Charles Albert David, and the quote, "Whosoever saves one life saves the world entire," in English and in Ukrainian. In that, oh, I bet Harry never takes it off. I bet he never takes it off. What a wonderful gift. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And this particular squatty posted a post by Mike Morris. I don't know who Mike Morris is. I know he's Canadian because the Canadian flag is in his profile pic, but I just had to include this in my podcast because it was so wonderful. Now, if you know who Mike Morris is, all my Canadian readers, put it in the comments because I don't particularly know who this man is, but I know he is a wise man because he posted this. Having watched many clips from the Invictus games happening in Vancouver Whistler, I can say beyond a doubt that while Charles may be King of England, Harry is King of Hearts around the world. And all I can say to that is, where is the lie? And the squatty that reposted this said this: yes, truer words have never been spoken. Prince Harry is the global king of hearts, and his wife Meghan is the queen of hearts. And then they put a whole lot of different hashtags in there. But my favorite hashtag that they put in there is hashtag good King Harry. Where is the lie? Diana named him that, and he has lived up to it ever since. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. This popped up on my timeline, and I was really, really thrilled when I saw it. And if you look at what this squatty is posting, it says Invictus Game Vancouver Whistler 2025, Saturday, February 15th. And then it says Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler 2025 Daily Show, February the 14th. And it says ESPN Plus and Invictus Games. So they were showing it on ESPN Plus. We did not know that. I really wish I had known. I definitely would have passed that information off. But when I saw this, I was so pleased because the Invictus Games is working with the bigger fish. Forget about ITV. Work with the bigger fish, because if it's broadcast on in 2027 on ESPN, you don't need those people over there because ESPN is worldwide. And the squatty that posted this said this: not America's largest sports broadcaster, ESPN, airing Prince Harry's Invictus games. when the work behind the scene comes to life. Congratulations to all who made this happen. This is huge, and it is huge. And I hope against hope that Harry bypassed all that local nonsense when the Invictus games go to Birmingham, that they just bypass ITV, bypass the BBC, bypass all of them, and let it be exclusively broadcast on ESPN, because those people are not to be trusted. Every time Harry reaches out to them, they show their behind for him to kiss. And it's time to absolutely just continue to your life and ignore these people. They this whole thing with ITV has just left a really, really sour taste in the mouths of the people of Invictus. You could tell that from Dominic Reed, how he really said that how disappointed he was how those people had behaved. And he seemed a little surprised. I don't understand why he would be surprised, because I am not. And one of the things that really got me feeling some kind of way about Birmingham, the Invictus games going to be in Birmingham, England, is how they have started to talk about it already. The Flying Monkeys, they had a whole panel today, or what, I think it was this weekend. They had this whole panel talking about Birmingham and just anticipating if Harry, just anticipating the whole thing, and just talking about if Megan's going to be there. And this particular squatty posted about it and said this. I'm going to put it up. It says, "Oh, apparently Megan will or should come to be with Harry in Birmingham, according to the After Alpha and Company," meaning this lady who is a royal expert. And she never was a royal expert until Megan came along. I don't think it was a black royal expert before Megan came along. Megan gave her a job. I'm not feeling it. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments, but I am just not feeling it. They're anticipating Megan coming over there already. It just makes me cringe. They have who they chose already over there. They have their heir and their princess. They have a king and his horse. They have all that over there. Why are they talking about something that's going to happen in 2 years? Anticipating it already, even before the Invictus Games have wrapped up completely in Vancouver, Whistler. It makes no sense to me. Like I said, y'all tell me what y'all think. And then I'm also going to put this up. They were talking about this too. And this squatty said this: "I got to hand it to the British press for their ability to always surpass their Delulu. What do you mean Megan must come to that island in 2027 because it's the 30th anniversary of Princess Diana's death, and her ghost will be mad if she skips?" Exactly. They're started with that. I mean, trying to pressure her to come, because we all know that they lose their shit every time Megan steps foot on that salty soil. I mean, we all saw it in real time with the Queen's funeral. It was a disgrace how their dead queen was laying over there in a box, and all they could talk about if Megan was holding her husband's hand or not. It was such a disgrace. And who in the world wants to deal with that nonsense? So it would be so understandable if Megan decided to absolutely bow out of this one, because it's starting to build already, and it's only, and it's 2 years off. Come on now. It's going to be at a fever pitch within 2 years. I just can't. I just can't. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. But they've already dug Diana up, using her to try to beat Megan into submission to come over there for her to put her feet on that salty soil. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up, and this is what this squatty says about that. And it says, the unhealthy, one sided obsession these UK journalists have with Meghan Markle is truly unhinged. It is. You having a panel 2 years out talking about an event that is 2 years out. If someone's going to attend or not, tell me you're not Delulu without telling me you're not Delulu. Tell me you're not obsessed without telling me you're not obsessed. These people, and these are the same people who said when Harry and Meghan left that they wasn't even going to report on them. And now they are just consumed with them. And even old Katie Nichols with her lying tail was sitting up there talking, and she knows she had perpetrated a hit piece on Megan when she published that Vanity Fair article. She knew that it would fill with lies and unnamed sources, but yet and still they tried to put that out ahead of her show with Love Megan. But yet and still here they are on a panel talking this nonsense. It is clearly and truly unhinged. I have never saw anything like it before in my life. This is why this channel was created, because I finally figured out that these people was not going to get well, that they are never going to stop. It is just ridiculous. And the pushback had to be done because they're not going to stop. They are constantly talking about Megan, constantly has her name in their mouths. But this squatty goes on to say, for someone they claim is irrelevant, they sure do talk about her every chance they get, where it's a lie. Or like Katie Nichols sitting up there, who is a cancer survivor. That's what she says. And she did that, still perpetrating that evilness on someone else and sitting up there having a full on conversation about someone you have deemed irrelevant and horrible. But yet here you are sitting up on a panel 2 years out, anticipating if she is going to attend an event, her husband's event. It has nothing to do with the UK. Absolutely nothing except the armed forces. It has nothing to do with these flying monkeys, but here they are. And this particular squatty goes on to say, just last week she was a distraction at Invictus. Now she must return to support him. Pick a lane. Pick a lane. And I hope that lane is to shut the up. That lane. Choose that one. I'm just saying. And while Chris Ship and Katie Nichols and the rest of them was sitting on a panel talking about an event that is not to happen until 2027, and if Megan is going to attend or not, or why are they not focused on the ones that are there, who is supposed to be their focus? I'm just asking that question because when I looked at my timeline, that is what the squatties was focusing on. Since they wanted to focus on our faves, the squatties refocused on the ones that left behind and start really asking questions and being puzzled about what's going on. And I'm going to put this up. And this particular squatty posted this. In January 2024, Kate and Charles are outed as royal racists. February, the very next month, 2024, Charles' cancer diagnosis is made public. March 2024, Kate released video saying that she also has cancer. How do you even start to believe a family that's been lying for almost a century? Yes, address that. These same people, these same flying monkeys sitting on this panel talking about if Megan is going to attend an event by her husband in 2 years, being so concerned about that, telling her what she should be doing. And these are the same flying monkeys who had nothing to say when KP was caught in lie after lie after lie. They had nothing to say about farm market Kate. They had nothing to say about Kate, who was just staring at the wall and we only saw the back of her head. They had nothing to say about the bench Kate, in the one where she was broke the news that she supposedly had cancer, where the flowers never moved and the slats in the bench was all different odd shapes and sizes. Had no kind of questions on why that might be, but yet and still have all the time in the world to sit on panels to try to figure out what Megan's going to do, the one they have consistently called irrelevant and consistently put out hit piece after hit piece after hit piece. Worry about those folks over there. Worry about how many helicopter trips that William is doing. He probably was flying over their head as they were sitting on this panel. And how many private jets that Charles is taking to go to his local food bank. Worry about that. Have a conversation about that. And Harry and Meghan lives 5,000 miles away and pay you no mind. Only pay you in dust. But yet and still here you are. It is just ridiculous to me. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And the squatties, like I said, the squatties will bring it around. When you want to talk about our faves, we will bring it around to the conversation that you don't feel comfortable with and you don't want to talk about. But this particular squatty said this. They are slowly trying to make us forget that Charles and Kate ever had cancer. Just a reminder that they both supposedly had cancer after they were outed as racist. I think it's one of the most disgusting PR stunts that the royal family has ever done. Where is the lie? Where is it? Because we all know that this is exactly what they're trying to do. Neither one of them lost a hair off of their head. Neither one of them ever showed any signs of the disease. But yet and still, they want us to believe somehow 1 month and 2 months after they both was outed as racist, all of a sudden both of them have been diagnosed with cancer. I'm just saying, it is very, very odd to me. But I love it how the squatties tend to want to bring things back around that they don't want to talk about when they are trying to talk about our faves. We're going to put this one up. Love it, love it, love it. This squatty says this. They killed Diana and tried to do the same with Megan. So lying about having cancer is not the worst thing that they've done. Oopsie, oopsie. Come on with the truth bombs. Boom. Drop them on their head. Boom, 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 boom. Drop those truth bombs because that is nothing but a truth bomb. My whole thing, I said that all the time. It is nothing that these people won't do. It is nothing that they won't do. They always talking about will they go that far, to fake cancer. What? These people have not been in control this long for 1,000 years without lying. They have always been treacherous. And it is to your detriment for you to believe that they are anything but. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm going to put this one up. And it says Charles is a 76-year-old man, which means that even a cold is something to worry about. So tell me why the British media stopped talking about his cancer overnight. And they're already talking about his 2026 U.S. tour. What a great point this particular squatty has. Why are they talking about a tour for next year and this year only just begun? And they are getting this straight from Buckingham Palace. It's all very suspicious. It really, really is. But yet and still they want to be on a panel talking about Harry and Meghan. And they are planning his trips almost a year out. This is supposed to be someone who is still presently going through cancer treatment. Y'all remember they said that at the end of last year that he was going to continue his cancer treatments, a weekly cancer treatment for over a year. Haven't lost a hair, haven't lost a pound, seemed like hadn't lost any energy because he actually works more than the horse does. And they yet still want us to believe that this man has cancer. It is a puzzlement to me. It is a 2 plus 2 equals 5 to me. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm going to put this one up. And when I saw this particular post from this squatty, I just wanted it in my podcast because it just gives you something to think about. And this squatty says this: William Parker Bowles and Kate are on their second vacation in a few months. Where is the lie? Remember, she was over there skiing with her family, less than a month ago. And it goes on to say William Parker Bowles, president of BAFTA, is missing again for the second year. I mean, come on now. And then when he goes, he does nothing but embarrasses himself. Let's not forget that because he goes there unprepared. Remember the last time he went? He was making jokes about a movie that was about SA and saying that I know that they probably, these young women telling them that they probably enjoyed filming it and they looked at him all crazy. Y'all remember that? He doesn't even watch the movies. He is the president of BAFTA and he doesn't even bother to watch the movie. He's just unable to have a decent conversation with them because he does not put in the work to be able to. Him and Kate are such an embarrassment. They are so subpar. I saw in my comments where one of the readers called William and Kate subpar, and I think that is just perfect. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And this came across my timeline, and y'all know me being as messy as I am, I had to include it in this podcast. And will you take a look at this article and let's read what it says? It says Prince William's porn obsession is driving a wedge between him and his wife, Kate Middleton. He's always been randy.
Yes, a hit piece on William. And I've been noticing this. And when I am looking around, going through articles, I have noticed here and there it has been a hit piece on William. And let's look back at that Tom Sykes article that I just featured in a pop up, where he kind of is just like, William and Kate are just lacking. And so, yeah, I'm starting to see this a little bit more and more and more. Does this mean that the invisible contract is null and void? Absolutely not. But it does mean that it is starting to show some cracks. And this particular squatty that posted this said this: they really pissed someone off, huh? Yeah, yeah, they did. And I think it has a lot to do with the Baptists. I really, really do. Because, those rags over there, they need to survive. Wolves need to eat. And we all know that Harry and Meghan serves up dust. Over at the Invictus games, they had everything really, really tight over there, that most of the events didn't even let the media in. So, and especially not the media, not the tabloid media from the UK. They definitely weren't going to come in. And so basically, all they have to eat off of is William and Kate. And they do not like to work. They like to vacation like they are right now. And so, yeah, they pissed somebody off. And I got a feeling that this is their way of showing it. Also, I'm going to put this up, and this is another squatty that reposted that same article and said this. Oh, so that's what's been going on behind palace doors. William's porn habits are the least of our worries, though. The real scandal is the royal family's stranglehold on our taxes and our democracy. Time to abolish the monarchy and focus on what really matters. Well, this is clearly a UK squatty, and they are really, really mad about what's going on. I don't blame them for my tax dollars, because that documentary just exposed them for the thieves that they are. All right, y'all, this is my last one I'm going to put up, and look at this. I don't know who took this picture right here, but I'm telling you, Harry is looking good. He's looking really good on this particular picture. And the squatty that posted it said, I see you, Megan. I see you. I do too. I see Megan too. Yes, yes, yes. Look at Harry. Harry looking good. He really is. He giving us the sexy. He look how he doing. He looking into the camera, giving us the sexy. I love it. All right, y'all. See y'all next time. Bye.